Hey everybody, I am Scott Stanton, the original Tombstone tourist, and we're back on the road. This is our first video of 2025. We took the winter off. I don't shoot when it's snowing or cold. I'm not the trench coat tourist. I'm the Tombstone tourist. Okay, so who do we have to celebrate the new year? We have here in Parkton, North Carolina. We are 10 miles south of Fayetteville, and we're here to visit the #1 tourist attraction. Who are we kidding? Here in Parkton, this is the only tourist attraction. It's 500 people is the whole population, and about 400 of them are buried at this small cemetery. Now here in Parkton Cemetery, in the very back, right on the dirt road, is Mr. Burke here. And Mr. Burke shares this with his wife, Velma Barfield. Now, if that name is familiar to you, that's because she is the notorious female serial killer from the 1970s and 80s. And her score is 651. That is 6 people she allegedly killed, 5 that she confessed to, and 1 that she was convicted. And when she was convicted, she got the death sentence, hence her name, the Death Row Granny. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Her early childhood was not the greatest, okay? She was one of 9 children, the eldest daughter. Her father worked on their very small, modest cotton and tobacco farm, and he also drove logging trucks, things like that. And to give you an idea, at age 11, she was responsible for all the meals for the kids, getting them ready for school, doing the wash. She did everything on the house. And if you thought that was easy, no, because this house did not have electricity, did not have running water, and did not have an outhouse. They had to go into the back of the woods to do their business. That's how poor they were. And, you know, to give you an idea also, that she had to sleep with her father and mother in the same bed all the way up to high school. And if that doesn't give you an ick factor, then there's something wrong with you. She was in high school and she met Thomas Burke. Mr. Burke here, and Mr. Burke is buried back here, okay? And they got married. And do you think her life got better? Nope, it all went downhill from here. So by the time she turned 18, she was in the 11th grade. She married Thomas Burke. They ran away. They kept their marriage a secret. She still lived in the shack, but eventually they were found out and they moved in together. And within about 2-3 years, she gave birth to 2 children. They're both holding down, jobs as best they can. But she got hit by a drunk driver. And as they say, if Velma didn't have bad luck, she'd have no luck at all. She got hit by a drunk driver, hospitalized for 3-4 days. And that's when she got hooked on pain meds and depression meds, because she was having anxiety, depression, pain, the whole thing. And she got hooked hard on the meds. Remember, this is in the 1970s. So during that time, she's starting to overdose, things like that. And so one day she decided to take the kids out, and Thomas, who was an absolute hardcore drunk, he was getting arrested, he was blackout, passing out. He went to rehab a couple of times, nothing worked. He was just a vicious drunk at home, so her life was miserable. Somehow he fell asleep on the mattress with a lit cigarette, and they exited the house. We will talk about whether Mr. Burke here was number 6, because she said she didn't do it, but the evidence points otherwise. Keep in mind, 12 people in this little town back then in a single year died of smoke inhalation from smoking in a bed, and the bed caught on fire. Truly amazing. So after the death of her husband, first husband, she met and married in very short order Jennings Barfield, hence the name Barfield. That was her second husband, and he was suffering from emphysema, diabetes. He had a whole host of problems. And he caught on very quickly that she was stealing money from him, kiting checks, things like that to keep up her pill habit. And she was passing out from all the pills she was taking. She was, had to be rushed to the hospital, having a hard time with the drugs. She caught on that he caught on, and he was going to divorce her. So she went and bought arsenic, put it in his beer, and he started to get really violently ill. Stomach problems, vomiting, diarrhea, all the classic arsenic poisoning clues. And when he did that, she said, "I'll take care of you. I'm a great caretaker." And she waited to the last minute to take him to the hospital. He died 2 days later. And they just chalked it up to either a heart attack or natural causes because he was so ill from other things. So then right after that, she needed money. And she lost the house, moved back in with her parents. Her dad died in very short order of lung cancer. And she started stealing from her mom. Her mom caught her. And then the very next day, mom starts getting sick with the stomach cramps and vomiting and diarrhea. She dies in very short order too. No autopsy. They said, "Hey, looks like a heart attack to us." All right. Small town coroners. And then she said, "I need to make money. I'm a really good caretaker. I'm really good at this." So she took care of another gentleman, stealing his checks and all that, killed him again with arsenic. Then another woman said, "Hey, I heard you're a really good caregiver." And she died too in very short order. And the drunk nephew of one of the people she was taking care of, they got together. They were about to get married. And he fell victim too when he found out she had gone to prison for check kiting. Only 4 months, but she still went to prison. And he was a little suspicious. Bam. Arsenic poisoning. This one had an autopsy. And people close to both the young nephew and Velma herself, family member, came to the police and said, "You're not going to believe this, but everybody keeps dropping dead around Velma." So about a month later, their investigation's complete. They take her down to the police station. No attorney. She cops to the whole thing, that she killed the nephew. And that was that. And then the detective goes, "By the way," and opens up another case file. "Did you kill this person?" "Yeah, I did. I killed those two." "And what about Jennings Bryant? Because we just exhumed his body. Turns out that Jennings there had arsenic in his system." And she copped to those 5 deaths. They put her on trial. She was found guilty. Now, normally 1 death wouldn't get you the death penalty, but she had 3 strikes against her. Strike number 1, she showed no emotion, none, and the jury just read that as a cold, calculated killer. Number 2, when the prosecuting attorney ended his summation, she gave him a round of applause. And finally, take those 2 aside, there was a election, and the politicians were going, "I would give her the electric chair. No, I would kill her with a firing squad. No, I would kill her more." Everybody wanted her head. And boom, the judge sentenced her to execution, and she fought it for 6 years. She fought it based on sanity plea. Didn't work. Based it on, she had this alter ego, and, the alter ego was killing these people. And the judge said, and I'm not making this up, "I don't care who killed, you're still dying." So he didn't care who killed or committed the crime. So you're probably wondering, this is dark humor, and we found it this way, but somebody left cheese doodles and a Coke. And if you can guess what that is, I'm gonna give you a prize of some sort. But this is actually Velma Barfield's last meal. That was her request. I don't know about you, but me, it would be New England lobster roll and French champagne, something like that. But cheese doodles just doesn't work for me. Now you probably noticed this is Burke. Her name does not appear anywhere. Also, she has no memorial. She was actually buried right over here. This blank spot right here is where Velma was buried. And if you want more and pictures and all the interesting information about Velma Barfield and her very sad life and early demise, please visit Scott Stanton I'm the original Tombstone Tourist, thetombstonetourist.com. Pictures, videos, all that great stuff, interviews. It's an absolutely fascinating case. Very sad. There's a lot of pro-death penalty, pro-life, all that great stuff. Big argument. It was really a hot topic in the 70s and 80s, but she still remains one of America's most notorious female serial killers. And on that happy note, I'm going to sign off. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Have a great day.